This is my Chia farm, and I'm sorry to say it's time to shut it down. My Chia farm. I started creating this around mid 2021, I believe. Uh, it's all powered, connected via USB. I have it labeled internal, external, well, internal, and then there are 5 more ports, 5 more controllers back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feb Smart brand. And so I started just with when Chia was about $30 a share, and everybody was reaping about it, and so I wanted to join in, and so I bought. I was just going to plot with hard drive plots, no SSD, no RAM, and later came all the fancy RAM plotters, GPU plotters, but I never did any of that. So I bought about 3 of these, less powerful than this, but 3 HP or Dell Skylakes locally off of Craigslist, like i5 6600, and I just plotted with these Sprint enclosures. I would connect two of these dual bays, and so I would be plotting 4 instances at a time on a quad core, and that worked out pretty well for CPU usage. So four drives plotting at the same time, and it would save to one drive, and when that filled up, I would just swap over a blank drive and continue using the same drives for plotting. And that's how I created this whole entire farm. Well, actually, the whole first portion. So these are all connected via USB, and you'll know that the 127 theoretical device limit per controller and the depth allowance, 7 deep or whatever it is, even if you account for hubs that are more than 4 ports being 2 devices and all the extra devices that may become and the bays might be more than 1 device, it's still it's more finicky than that. Even high quality Feb Smart FEB controllers, it's still nope. So what I had to do is each channel or so, if I follow this back, I would have one powered hub. Let me just get the flashlight. Is there a flashlight? No. I'll turn up the exposure. Stand by. So the best solution I found was to, for each controller, for each channel, I would get one powered hub, and then I would use 3 7-port or 8-port hubs connected to to each one, such as that one. It's hard to tell in here. So that's a powered one, that's a powered one. And then, like, you have, this is unpowered, I think. Unpowered. And then you should use extension cords. Well, I was going to keep on plotting this until my system stopped farming because of the database for the Chia was on a NETAC SSD, NETAC, which is a very crappy brand. So much so that it doesn't even do any garbage collection. So even though the drive only had about 20 terabytes of writes to it, it started having bad sectors, a few of them, but more than that, it silently corrupted the Chia database. And so at that point, along with drives being, 4 times more expensive than they were when I bought these drives, it's time to sell, I think. So, it's interesting. On my old Galaxy S9, I could turn on and off the flash while taking video, but with the Pixel 10a, I have to stop the video to not flash. There is no control. Nope, that's to take a picture. An actual flashlight. So the first portion, I would do it with about 3 SFF PCs, along with a Toshiba Haswell and Alienware Haswell, all plotting via hard drive. And I was determined to, even though it wasn't the fastest, to just do it old school without wearing out an SSD. And so I had this running for quite some time. It took a long time to figure out I needed powered hubs to power 3 or 4 unpowered hubs per channel and the limit, and I would keep on expanding. I started along the back wall and kept on going this way as such, and I would kind of, at the beginning of my project, my huge endeavor, I would keep on adding drives, add another channel, and then like a whole section would drop out, and then I would back off one. Okay, it's stable. Now let's start another channel. But then there were also some other weird circumstances, I believe. So anyway, It's a Wonder, this in its entirety is about just shy, I believe, of 1 PB. Probably a bit over 1 petabyte, but they're never all online, so it wouldn't show up. But at least it was showing consistently 900-ish PB, or TB, 0.9 PB. And so on the second half, for the version 2, I added these externals, 12 terabyte MyBooks and 12 terabyte Elements, USB 3. No failures from these, as far as I can tell. And I also added some 16 terabyte Seagate Exos drives. These run very cool, much cooler than the 4 terabyte Western Digital Enterprise drives. Stick one out. Yeah, the 4000 FYYZ. There. It's on landscape. So these run pretty hot. They're quite reliable. So my intention is to sell as many of these as I can. I will do a smart reading capture, do a full write test, like a kill disk, a wipe, a zero, a wipe, and then look at the smart again. So I have a bunch of these. I have some, the ones with the more rounded edges are 3 terabytes. And I think I have a mix of 4 terabyte Western Digitals and 4 terabyte Seagates. Not sure, but a lot of these I'll sell for cheap. And only sell if they're completely in good health. I won't sell any that aren't. These Exos drives, they are a premium modern enterprise drive, but they are for sale as well. Anybody need some plug strips? I just looked at the dust here. Yep, that's what'll happen. Actually, as I recall, I think I may have been doing 5 instances on a quad core and 3 or 4 on a dual core Haswell. Anyway, plotting was not original. The OG plots was not very CPU intensive, so especially if you're plotting via hard drive, it would just thrash the drive and finish eventually. So, oh, by the way, I did lose a few Seagates, 8 terabyte SMR externals. So cooling, I have 3 not so reliable Walmart fans here. 1, 2, 3. And they're just all blowing through out the back. I know this is not ideal, this orientation. It should ideally be like a heatsink, be like this instead of like this, but it is what it is. The drives stay reasonably in spec during summer. I've had very few failures. Just a few of these type 4 terabyte drive failures. Although, again, not all show up via the Windows machine. So whenever I have to start this up, there's a process. So obviously you have to stagger the power spin up so you don't blow the circuit, and you have to wait until Windows is logged on. Otherwise, well, it will not finish logging on. It will halt mid-boot. It will just freeze up, not know what to do. And then you leave it alone for maybe an hour. And then eventually this, I mapped the drives instead of to drive letters, because you only have 26, even though I might start doing AA, AB, AC. I don't know. I would Chia plot paths. I mapped it all to this folder, and these would be the capacities, and I would know if it was registering or not. But anyway, it's a wonder how reliable this is. Everybody, the professionals, they're using evergreens, with the little Raspberry Pis in them. I'm going to use rack mount stuff. I'm going to use new enterprise drives and server racks and Linux and all this. And I did this. You know how much I won? I have about 400 XCH, which is worth maybe $1,000. So big loss, but that's what doing it yourself and just determination will do for you. So I could get this back up and running. I was trying to regenerate the database, but it kind of froze up. So I might try again once Client 3.0 comes out with the Plot 2.0 format. I'll see if it is able to rebuild. But in the meantime, I am wanting to actually just sell these drives for a good price. I mean, good for me price, not so good for the buyer, unfortunately. The enterprise drives, the Exos drives, the old enterprise drives, I will let go, $30 each or $25 each. And if you're a home labber that wants to learn, you just need some of these drives for learning, hey, almost free. I think if you're local, I'll just let you have some. So I have a bunch of hardware here, and I wanted to document this farm before I started selling off, because I toiled a long time to get this working. So I have a fan on this outlet. I had a little mishap, but I am replacing them with Leviton 8300. Yeah. These are hospital grade. I recommend these. You have the little green dot there, imprinted. Hospital grade outlets. They provide very superior contact with the leads of the plug and very secure connection. They're a must-have if you're a home crypto miner, citizen scientist, marijuana shed stuff, anything with 120 volts. Now this is my farm. Let me know if you have any questions. And so the Sabrents, get a better picture of this. Sabrents, flashlight. I have the original box for all of these. And also the externals, the original box for all of the My Books and Elements. Thank you. To hear my Exos drive spin up. Pop. Oop. One of them beeped. Hold on a second. Oh, they're spinning down. All right, let's do it again. And they'll start blinking. Blinking green means standby mode, so these dual bays do have power saving in mind. Why aren't these blinking? You can do it. Oh, it's because this hub is, one of the hubs is plugged in, not to the computer, but they have power. Maybe it's confusing it. These drives are awesome. They'll probably last 150,000 hours or more. The good thing about helium drives is they don't have a filter for the air pressure equalization, so if they're in a dirty environment, it's hermetically sealed. So, especially for smokers or whatever, not that they would need this necessarily, but it shouldn't actually affect the drives. That's a plus for them, along with the cooler, lower power consumption due to less internal resistance.